So everybody, I've had a lot of people ask me about my welder, these Harbor Freight welders, and I just get continuously asked, how do they work, how well do they work, what'd you do to yours, mine's doing this, mine's doing that, how'd you fix yours, blah blah blah. So I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of my welder again, so that you guys are going to know about how these welders work, how they're going to operate, problems you're going to come across, and all sorts of other crazy. So here we go. This is a Harbor Freight 110 90 amp flux core welder. It is not capable of any gas. There are no gas lines connected to it at all anywhere, so you cannot hook up any type of gas to it. You can see my doctor up situation right there. I have my tip taken off here because I want to. So I've had a lot of people ask me and tell me my welder keeps jerking. The wire keeps spurting out at different intervals and stuff like that when I'm welding. There are a few things that happen to these welders while you're using them. The first thing that can happen is whether you have the nozzle on or not, while you're welding, splatter can fly up, fly inside these little holes, make contact with the wire, go down while the wire's coming out and get lodged behind your tip. That can cause your wire to jerk out. Another thing that can cause your wire to jerk out is your wheel. Now, your wheel right here has two different slots for two different size wires. The wire I use is 0.035. To make sure that I've got a nice, good pressure on this wheel, and this is the drive wheel right here that's underneath this bracket, I noticed that from the factory or from the store or whatever, this little plastic right here was only so thick. So I could tighten this thing down all I wanted, but it wouldn't get very tight, my kind of tight, on the wire. So what I did is I took one of my cutoff wheels and I just slightly cut a little of the plastic off, just a little bit right here. So when I would put it in, it would create more pressure when I clamped it down against the wire. I don't know if you want to try this out, but it's up to you. When you go to put your wire in, you want to make sure that your wire is really close, is inside this groove. Because sometimes you can put the wire in, run it through, clamp it down, blah blah blah, and your wire's still not inside that groove. You can see I've got a pair of needle nose pliers right here, and these are specifically for the reason to adjust my wire, to make sure that my wire is in that groove by going up and down. Grab the wire and move it up and down. Another thing that you're going to want to consider is that while your spool's in here, the Harbor Freight wire is real dirty. It's real dirty wire. And as it runs through past this wheel, the feed wheel, gunk from the wire gets on there. It starts to build up and it can start to slide on your wire. You can go down or get online and look for little sponges like this, and you take a wire cleaning solvent, you drip it on there, and you can snap this thing around your wire. It's got a little groove, a split in it that you snap around your wire, and then you'll put this sleeve around it. If you don't have this, then you can go along with this type of idea. Take some toilet paper or anything like that, put some clamps around it, so that way as the wire feeds in, move this a little bit, as the wire feeds in, it cleans off, gets cleaned off.